Good day, everybody. Bob Walton, your host at inSide919.com and eXp Commercial Realty. Today, our guest is Peter Greijn. He is the broker in charge for Referral Realty, which primarily focuses on foreclosures and I'm not sure what else, but could you give us a little bit about your background and your work experience and how you got into the business?
Sure. I've been doing foreclosures and distressed properties since 1995, and I got into the business by buying properties at the courthouse steps. And while doing that, banks started contacting me if I wanted to handle properties for them as a regular broker to list them, and have been doing that ever since. So it's been more than 25 years now that we're dealing with distressed property sales.
What sets you apart from your competitors?
I think we are, and I am, very dedicated in just serving the people that we work with. We're not looking at the specific timeline. We just work to get the work done and focus on our client. What are they looking for, and strive to just reach their goals for them and make it easy for them to work with us. And I think that has worked over the last 2 decades. We've been growing. We've got a steady list of clientele, and that grows, and the old ones stay. So that's always a good thing.
Can you describe your ideal customer?
Ooh, that's a tough one. The ideal customer is someone that says, okay, what's your price that you think we need to sell this property for, and go with it and let us do our thing. That would be the ideal customer. Now, most customers have, and definitely if you're dealing with the hedge funds and even more the banks, they've got rules and regulations to deal with, and so sometimes it doesn't make sense what they require, but that's what it is, and you got to deal with that. But of course, the most ideal one would be absolutely, what's the price you think we need to sell this for? Go for it.
Nice. Do you work with buyers?
Oh, absolutely, and we've got a large list of buyers, retail buyers that are looking to purchase to live in a house, and then we also deal with large hedge fund buyers that buy multiple properties during the year, and local investors that are looking for rental properties or flips. Although in the last few years it's been very difficult to buy flips.
What are the biggest issues for you running and operating foreclosure-focused real estate business?
It's keeping up with both parties. We're dealing with situations that are sensitive for people that are losing their house, with all kind of different emotions, sadness, but also a lot of anger. And on the other hand, we're dealing, with the bank. Sometimes they're not as sensitive or geared towards the folks losing that house. And sometimes they are. And those are two different parties that you need to deal with, and that sometimes is difficult. Managing through those ordeals can sometimes be interesting.
That's interesting, Peter. Given these uncertain economic times, Peter, what do you see coming down the pike? We've got inflation, we've got all kinds of things going on, interest rates going up. Not sure what the job market's going to do down the road, and we may have a bubble in the market. What do you see as the future for foreclosures, and how is that going to impact your business?
Well, I mean, we have not had any foreclosure in the last 3 years, so in that aspect, it can only go up, and we're going to see more foreclosures. However, the banks, the hedge funds, and most of the foreclosures are owned by hedge funds nowadays. The banks tend to sell their distressed properties in bulk to the hedge funds. We're going to see probably a more normal market. I don't think we're going to see a rush of foreclosures. The market, at least here in central North Carolina, has been pretty strong and demand has been strong. I don't see that changing. We're going to see a slowdown, I think, in where we had 10, 20 people looking at one house. That will slow down. Interest rates will keep some people out of the market. The rent rates have increased tremendously, and I do think we're going to see a change in that. They're probably going to slow down a little, and they might actually come down because customers will demand that they just cannot afford the rent rates that are currently asked. But I think we're going to get into a more normal market where we're going to see homes 2-3 months on the market. There are some options to look at. I think that will change. Inflation, we're going to see higher interest rates. I mean, we're at 5% now. We're probably going to be around 6%. But again, that is probably a more normal market and should not be unhealthy. We're going to continue to see a shortage, though. If the job market stays as strong as it is here in the Raleigh, Durham area, I don't see prices coming down, but I do see them slowing down and not having increases of 20%, but more 2, 3, 4% appreciation a year.
Thank you, Peter, for that. Any parting thoughts for our audience?
Sure. I mean, Referral Realty has a byline in it. It's direct, honest, and informed advice. And, we get lots of questions from people that want us to manipulate properties, but the market is the market. And there's not much we as a small firm can manipulate to. And so we will tell our clients what we think the values are and what they're going to be. And we've had examples of people that, want prices a lot higher, but I mean, if the numbers are not there, they're not there. And eventually it comes down to, okay, you're going to end up having to sell close to what the market tells you it's worth. We will be honest in what we tell you. I mean, that's sometimes not what you want to hear. Sometimes it's difficult for us to state it. But over the years, we've experienced that that's the best way to go, and that's the reason we've stayed in business so long. And then informed advice, we base our numbers and our advice on the data. There's homes that have sold. There are certain areas, and location is still a big part in real estate. There's blips that happen in every market at one point, but the basics have not changed much since I started in 1995. And so that's how we inform people, and so that's why we always say we'll give you direct, honest, and informed advice, and been doing that for 25 plus years.
Great. Peter, if folks want to get in touch with you or hire you to help them with their homes or purchase a home, what's the best way that they can reach you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a phone call, 919-422-9677, and you can text to that number as well, 919-422-9677, or send us an email, peter@referralrealtygrp.com. And you can always reach us through our website, www.referralrealty.us.